Okay. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This Minima, this Portulacaria, it's got to be trimmed up. So I'll probably be blocking the camera for part of this. I apologize, but I don't really have a good spot to set it other than right here. So I'm going to move this Cameronii and put it up here on the table. Get this out of the way. And I'm probably going to, it's just growing through everywhere. I'm probably going to just start by cutting back all of this right here. So I do have a plant under here. Yeah, this stuff will cut really easy. So let me go grab my nippers and get started. Okay. I should not need my gloves, but I brought them just in case. This stuff is really soft. So I have a big pink pig right there. You can't even see it. So I'm just gonna start by cutting some of these bigger branches, and they cut really easy. It's like jade, full of water. This is called, also a common name, elephant bush, because I guess it's one of the favorite foods of elephants. So I'm assuming it grows in Africa. I guess it could be Indian elephants. And I never really liked it until I read that somewhere, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I want to have some of that. And so I bought, I don't know, several plants and planted it, and it just takes off. It does really well here. It's super happy. So I'm kind of sad to cut so much of it out, but it's just, this particular variety is just taking over. So I don't know, can you see? That whole stand of aeoniums was just covered. So I need to get down on the ground here. Kind of hard to see down in here. I cut some of this out that's just growing flat on the ground. All these out. But I want to be careful not to cut my mamilii. All that out of there. I have my small bucket here. It's already full. Okay. Let's cut this big piece and that piece. Let's get that out of there. I'm going to pull that out of there. Look at that. So much better already. I'm trying to decide here if I'm going to cut this whole plant down. Whoa, I'm going to move you over here so you can see, because I can come in on this side now. I think I'm going to take this big stalk here right now, just to get it out of my way. Ugh. It's thick. I mean, it cuts easy. It's just very thick, this trunk. So that right there is a nice plant just by itself. But I can't keep that one. It's too big. So I will probably keep some of these cuttings and start them somewhere else, because I don't want to get rid of it completely. I just don't want so much of it here, because it's hiding all my other plants, and it's hiding my pig, which I'm going to see if I can get way down in here. Cut this piece out. Get behind here. Cut this piece. I need two hands here. All right, these two big pieces. Wow. And it's heavy because it's so full of water, which I'm assuming is why the elephants like it. Because it's food and hydration for them. And I love elephants. Absolutely love elephants. I think they're so amazing. Okay, let's get a couple more of these pieces. I'm trying to get in here carefully without breaking too many leaves off that I'm going to have to pick up when I'm done. Okay, there's my pig. Can you see my pig in the video? I don't think so. You can see the top of it maybe. But in a minute, you're going to be able to see it all. And then I think what I'll have to do is lay some shade cloth down here. I'm trying to find a place to put my foot so I can get down in here, cut through this trunk. Do it with these. I almost think pipe cutters would work really well here on this, because they just, you know, as they close, as you're squeezing, they kind of cut around a circle. Oh, that's a heavy piece. Ooh. Okay. Ow! I just hit something sharp. Okay, now I've got to be careful taking these out. Ooh, look at all these little plants down in here. Cat, please don't knock that over. No, shh, stop it. Cat is scratching on my tripod. Ugh. Get that out of there. Yeah, now you can see my pig. So I'll clean my pig up. And look at that nice big millie right there. That looks really good. Let me come over here. I'm trying not to step too much on these leaves so I don't crush them. Ooh, something just ran. Millie. So this plant has three big main trunks now. And this one's kind of, I don't know if this is from my nippers or if it's just rotting. I think it's from my nippers. Yeah, it's healthy under there. Okay. Cut this piece off. So I want to get this trunk out of here. Ow, that millie is pokey. Get that piece out of there. Nice. Another chunk off of here. What is going on behind me? It's awfully noisy. Is it the cat causing mischief? Okay. God, this is going to give these plants a chance to breathe, and I'll show you what they look like in a minute because you probably can't see them. I can't believe they're not all etiolated. They're flat, but you can see they're not getting any sun. Well, here, I'll just give you a quick little, see all the blue down in there? There's a lot of plants that were down there just hidden away. But they are going to be happy. They are going to be happy. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with this trunk after. But let me get some more. Whoa. Oh, I see that little aloe distans right here. Let's get that exposed. These poor little plants have been hidden for so long, they're not going to know what to do. Oh, this is so satisfying. I got this huge boulder here that's been hidden also. And I'll be able to have a place to put my foot in a minute. Let me take this chunk here. Because this is covering, it's just laying on the rock right there. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, I'll probably have to put something here to give these guys some shade because they've been covered for so long. Now I have a place to step. Get this whole piece off of here. Out of there, it's starting to grow over into that aloe. Okay, that piece and that piece. Oh yeah, this is much better. Can I get this side piece off? This aloe distans is growing up in between all of this. There we go. In between all this portulacaria. An old spent bloom. Take that as well. We'll try. Okay, get all that out of there. Okay. Now, we do need to decide what to do with, got a few little weeds in here. Get those pulled. I need to decide what to do with this trunk here. What to do. Oh, that looks so much better. Look how open that is. You can see my little pig. I may just actually leave it. I know that would just absolutely horrify Laura Eubanks to leave the trunk. But here's the thing. If I leave that, whoa. Okay, that's the trunk right there. If I leave that, trim it all the way down, so there's just a little stump, chances are very good that it will start to grow back. But it'll take a long time to get to the point where it was. And it's fall, coming into fall, so it's cool. It's cool now. It does get a lot of sun here longer because the sun is that way, because that is south, so the sun's more on that side. So it's more in the sun for a little bit longer. I might just trim everything off that's sticking up and sticking out, and then clean up all the detritus under there, and then just leave it like that, because I like the plant there. I really like it, and it's not gonna be, you know, if I don't know how am I gonna get that off of there though. It's literally, the biggest part is like 3 inches thick. That main trunk right there is about 3 inches thick at the base, and there's 3 main trunks, so I don't know how I would cut all the way through that. I'm not sure. I don't think I have anything. Let me think on this while I clean up some of the detritus down there, some of these leaves. And then I am going to definitely have to throw some shade screen across here. I'll just throw a piece over there. We're going to get a few more days, and now it showed one at 99 degrees. This is just making me absolutely crazy, because I'm done with the heat. I don't want it to be hot anymore. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. So yeah, I might behead that distans, cut that middle part off, leave the base, and cut that center out of the trunk. I see it's got a few little pups around it, so that's good. Cat, what are you eating? And then I've got this bucket full that I saved. It didn't throw. Most of them, you know, I just filled the big green bucket. Look at that. That's a lot. Now, there was some stuff at the bottom from the other day, but most of that is Portulacaria. So I'm going to save some of this. I just stuck it in there gently so I didn't break it all up. And I'm going to pot it somewhere just in a pot of dirt and just let it do its thing until it decides whether it wants to survive or not. So I do have some more pieces of that. That will come back. And I do have another chunk over in that pot with that yucca over there. My goat is sneezing behind me. So yeah, so let me get down and start cleaning up some of that detritus. And just in case you want to watch, I'm going to sit you right here. It's not very interesting, but let me find a spot. Yeah, that's good right there. I need to get a little bucket to put it in though. Hold on. Okay, so here's what I did with all the pieces of cotyledon that I took out. There's a lot of it under here, as you can, let me back up a little bit. You can see under here, there's a ton of it all down in here. And then I threw some of this minima in here. It'll probably root right back up. And then a few of those ghosties. So they can just sit here until I'm ready to do something with it. But that way I don't have to worry about it. And I can use it whenever I'm ready, wherever I want. So yeah, that worked out good. Move this plant out of the way so I don't trip over them. Get all of the clover. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I haven't seen this rock in a long time. Cat, can you go somewhere else, please? So I need to figure out how am I going to get in here without poking myself at every twist and turn and gather up all of these dead leaves. Okay, so I kind of want to get back here. And I'm just going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to throw a bunch of new top dressing on top of this and cover most of this up, because that's easier. Clean my little pig off really good so he's nice and shiny pink again. Look at all this stuff. It is an absolute mess under here. That and that, ouch, that aloe is very pokey. I just want to I need to get those out of the way. So let me figure out how I'm going to do that. I need to think on that. I come around over here. Probably won't hurt those to set that on there. Rake a few more of these limbs off. Look at all of this mess. Get in there. Okay. Got more clover hiding back in there. Okay. More leaves. Got weeds under here. So I had some kind of a grass type of weed. It looks like probably foxtail. Yeah, got all that weed. It's all dead and dry, so I broke off an aeonium. I'm going to save that. I can reset that. Get the rest of this out of here. Well, not the rest of it, but a lot of it. Oh, there's another. Looks like this one. This is interesting. So this probably rotted off, but it's been laying on the ground underneath everything, and it's grown some roots. So we'll hang on to that one too and reset that somewhere. And then here, get the rest of these foxtail out of here. Probably grow back next year. Here's another little bitty aeonium that was underneath there. So I would imagine because these look like they've been broken off for a long time. This is fresh. I probably broke this one off cutting the plant out, but these two are old and dried. They've probably been laying on the ground for a long time. And you know, I might be able to cut some of that with my nippers, which I left, of course, over here. Mr. Wilton, hello baby. Pick some of these up out here so I don't keep crushing them into the gravel. Okay, let's see. There's some, ouch, some way down in here. I cut these stems out. Over there. Move you over here. Oh, can I? Oh, I can break this, I think. Yeah, this piece will, it might just twist right off. I can't tell if this is rotted down into there. Why it's definitely split. Ugh. Well, let's see if I can just cut through it. It's like the outside of it's just peeling off. Let go. This is a workout, I tell you. There, so the outer piece was just kind of peeling right off of it while I was twisting it, so that's one chunk. Look out, Spud. Good boy, go on. Oh goodness, there's no way I'm gonna cut through this thing. But I can get maybe this and that. I just keep cutting it shorter and shorter. That's working. Whew. Let me clean the bucket, dump it out. Okay. Oh, that looks so much better. You can actually see what's planted in here. Okay. I would really like, oh, there's an old bloom off this aeonium. There's nothing on here, right? Cut that piece off because it's ugly and there's nothing on the end of it. It's just dead. Okay. So I want, this is so thick at the base, I can't even get my hand around it. But I want it all off of here. I just don't, I mean, I could probably go and get the Sawzall and just slice it at the base. But I'm kind of, you know, I don't want to damage anything around it. Maybe I'll just leave it like this. This does not look good. Another huge big flower stalk. You can clean up around some of these, get some of those dead leaves, and a lot of these leaves are just breaking off just because the plant is, you know, it's not so healthy. It hasn't seen the sun, most of them. So this one has stretched. And all these leaves at the base of it are all dead. So you can get in here and do a little grooming. Get those picked up and out of here. There's another big old flower stalk. Ooh, that looks better. So this can come off. That's an old bloom. You could probably cut that and try to get it to grow, and it probably would, but it just doesn't look good. Alrighty. Let's see. I wonder if I should. I'm tempted to just go get the blower and kind of try and blow everything a little bit into a pile, and you know, be able to, and then just dump rock on top of it. There's so many leaves under here. This Agavoides looks really good. That off of there, we don't need that. There'll be a lot of dead leaves under here. And I'm seeing some ants, which I don't want to see. And this poor thing is like, some of these bottom leaves are just fried. I'm thinking to maybe just cut and reset this the sea dragon here. From the top it looks good. So I was looking at this one here. The top looks really good, but some of the leaves around the base look pretty dead and dried. And I mean, now's the time to do it if I'm going to do that. All right, I think I'm going to go out and grab the blower and see if I can't blow the leaves into a little bit of a pile where I can kind of clean them up. So I'll be back. Okay, let's see if we can't blow some of this stuff out of here. Which way? I'm going to kind of go that way. It works, but you got to do it real slow and gentle. I can't really figure out which direction to go, but I can get some of it out of here. And then I can just put fresh rock on top of the rest of it. Yeah. And I see all my lava rock is rolling down. It's a little hill here. I can get these all covered. Hello, kitty. Put them back in their neat little sections. Fix all my ribbons. Because over the course, this section has been here for, let's see. I did, okay, right to this rock, from here towards that direction, that way, it'll be 2 years, because I did this section in November of that first year, and then I did this corner the following spring. I did all that the following spring. So this section is almost 2 years too. It'll be 2 years in November. And I remember the weather was still somewhat nice and I was able to get out here and do a little work. And so I thought, you know what, I want to extend it because it looks so nice on the other side, and then this old ugly section over here, I'm like, I want it to all match, and I didn't want to wait till spring, so I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And it did really well. Everything did really well that first year. Okay, well, I think maybe, you know, it's not ideal to leave that like that, but at least everything's uncovered. I can throw a little shades cloth right across here. Probably not for a couple days. I think I'll let it see the sun tomorrow, maybe the next day, but then it's going to get up into the upper 80s and then into the 90s again, and so this stuff will not like that. I'm sure it will fry because it'll be in the sun until, I don't know, I haven't really checked to see when the sun goes over. It's all crunchy under here, but I don't really want to mess with these too much. This whole little stand will fill back in and they'll start to grow. Got a little mealy bug in here. Yeah, it's gonna look so much nicer. Trying to pull its dead leaf out and it keeps breaking farther and farther. I love that crunchy sound when you oh, can you see even what I'm doing? Probably not. Can you see that? Oh, maybe a little bit. When you're pulling the dead leaves, it's such a satisfying sound. I love the crunch. All right, you know what? I'm going to leave it like that. So I'm going to go get some top dressing. And I'm just going to add fresh top dressing over the top of all of this. Just this little section right here. And then I'll decide what I'm going to do with this sea dragon, if I want to chop it, because if you look at it from this side, under there, you can see that big long trunk, and it's really leaning. So I could probably cut that. Yeah, I could probably cut that and reset it. I'm torn. Do I really want to leave that stump? Every time I look at it, you can see it like right there. Do I want to leave it sticking up? If I cut it down to the base as it grows back, it'll be lower to the ground. If I leave it like that, it's going to just sprout from that top part. So it's going to cover those plants immediately. Can you not bite my plants? Hey, Buttercup, psst, stop it. Yeah, you. Don't chew on my plants, please. So yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here debating. Well, I think I'm going to leave it for now because I can always cut it back again later. It'll be a lot easier now that the main stalk is done. So those aeoniums need to be really cut. They're so leggy. I can cut and reset those, pull that whole thing out and cut and reset each one of those little pieces and make it look really nice. I might leave that Zwartkoff there. Oops. I might leave that Zwartkoff, the purple one there, and just clean them up a little bit, pick off any dead leaves. They're going to start opening back up. Some of them are closed up. Some of them are just fried. But it'll, you know, if it's kind of tall, it'll stand out in the back, especially after I cut the blooms off of all these echeverias over here. And that'll give a little bit of a background. And they're arboretum, so that's how they're meant to grow. Okay, so I'm gonna go get some gravel, some more of this Sonoma Gold, and try and cover some of this old stuff up, make it look a little fresher. Okay, let me find a good place to put my big foot. And I'm gonna just try and get a little in there, a handful at a time. And see if we can't just make this look a little nicer down in here. The pigs are talking. They are hungry. It's dinner time and we haven't fed because Dave's in the garage working on a project. He's in there reorganizing his cabinet so he can take one out to the barn. All down in there. Yeah, this is gonna look so much better. I've been looking at this for so long, and it's has been too hot to do anything. And so I just kept on waiting. It would start to cool down, and I would get, oh, maybe I can start doing this, and then it would heat up again. And then it would cool down, and then it would heat up. And it was just frustrating. But now it's cooled down enough for enough days that it should be okay to get in here and do some stuff. Everything should be fine. Hopefully. Okay. Whoa, I used so much gravel in here when I first did this. I don't know if you can see back here, but I'm going to put some around the base of this sea dragon because it's just showing dirt. Dirt, and you don't want to see dirt. All right, Cat, look out. Buttercup likes to be right under my feet all the time. All the time. She just thinks she's a big help. Okay, so we'll get some of this down in here. It doesn't have to be really thick because the original top dressing was really thick. It just needs to kind of hide the leaves a little bit is all I'm trying to do. And then ow, I got a thorn. And my pig, I want to sort of wipe off a little. I should go get a wet rag, but I don't want to do that right now. I just wipe him off a little. Still got the little plastic tag on him over here. But put collar back on. Get the weeds out of there. Spider webs everywhere. Okay. Now, if we can try and sort of cover some of this old stuff up. These definitely need to be cleaned up as well. Okay. Well, I think for now, I think I may leave it like that. Hold on, let's take you off of the tripod. Okay, let's see. How does that look? That looks so much better. You can actually see my cute little pig. Kind of hid some of the dead leaves, and so over here is the sea dragon. I just threw a bunch of fresh gravel right there at the base just to hide the dirt that was showing. And this from this side looks better. I'll work on these aeoniums. I gotta go feed the animals. I don't really have any more time tonight to get out because we haven't fed yet. I straightened up that a little bit. I need to add more lava. But so when you come down, oh, you know what? Let's put our little cactus back. I think it was over here somewhere. So when you walk towards it, why are we out of focus? There we go. And you're looking at it from this way, that looks much better. Yeah, that Portulacaria was just too much. So those aeoniums back here definitely need to be cleaned up, trimmed down, reset, I don't want to see all those roots and stems under there. These Saharas and these other Echeverias look pretty good. I just need to clean some of the dead leaves, but the blooms are, I mean, they still have a long ways to go before I even need to think about cutting them off. I think this looks good. I'm very excited. This Aloe Cameronii is really hard to find in this area. You don't see it up here hardly ever. Now, I have been starting to see them at Home Depot, but by the time they came out at Home Depot, almost every time I go there, I'll see one or two. They don't always look great, but by that time, the ones I had have really grown, because I can take a lot off of here. This is a bush aloe, so I can cut a lot of these heads down in here, all these offsets, and reset them somewhere else. And when you do cut them and reset them, they turn this red. See this one here, how it's still red? That's from stress, from either having its roots chopped off, for not getting water, for getting a lot of sun. But you can see how the tips are nice and red. They're not burned and crispy and dying, they're just red. But I'm liking the way it's looking. It's finally looking like a bush aloe. So now, and I have I have two big ones like this, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 that I have chopped and reset in other areas that are single plants still. So I have plenty of it all over the place. And so I'm really happy about that. And yeah, so I just need to fix that Aeonia. Maybe I'll do that in the morning, because it is about, let's see, sounds like a freeway out here. It's almost 5:30, so I got to go start feeding, but that looks much better. That's done. I thought that was going to be a lot more work than it was. And I'll get that bucket, and I'll probably let those harden off a little bit, and then I'll put them somewhere else. And then I just need to deal with this piece of cactus. So I'm going to take it in, probably lay it in the garage somewhere and give it, I don't know, a few days. I'm going to chop this end off, and then I'll let it harden off and plant it up. And then you'll see that in a different video. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and tackle it, if nothing else, just maybe this cotyledon tonight. So it's about 4:45. It's kind of hard to get in here because I don't have a place to put my foot, but I have to be really careful because there's a Tephro-cactus in a container. Yeah, I'd like to have my foot forward, but I really can't. So I'm just going to reach in and start cutting these pieces out. And then I can reset whatever little pieces still look good that I want to stick back in here. I can get those reset, but I don't want to damage my little Tephro-cactus, which is growing under here. And I forgot that this one was kind of down here recently. So let me get some of these big chunks away from here, with hopefully without damaging or breaking off any pieces of this cactus. I mean, it's really growing crooked. I'll show you here in just a second. But this plant, if you just breathe on it, it drops its little segments. So here it is right here. So this little cactus in here, it's pretty cool, and it's gotten so big in there. I haven't seen it for a long time. So let's set you back over here, and if I can keep my camera from falling over, I want to get all this out of here and then just reset some of it. Oh, that's a heavy piece. So it feels almost like a jade. You know, it's pretty soft. But I think I'll save a bunch of this to put in other places of the garden, because it's actually a pretty nice plant. It grows well and it looks good. Whoops, and I keep dropping those those pieces. Yeah, there's a big chunk. I might actually even leave the stump down in here to kind of grow back. Let's see what it looks like when I'm done. But this is going to be a much nicer area when you can see what's in here. And I got to be careful because there's a barrel cactus right here and I don't want to stab myself. This would be better if I could, look at all these little ghosties are just everywhere in this garden. They have grown like crazy. Look at this chunk of quartz or whatever that is. Must have had it sitting down there. Oh, and my little toad way down in here, who I haven't seen in forever. Look at this guy. Isn't he cute? He's like, I don't know what it's made out of, but it looks so real when he's down in the garden. So we're going to keep him here so we don't forget to put him back. And I think I'm going to cut these ghosties, get in there, these out of here as well, because they're just all creeping, get in there, forward to the sun. I mean, look at these stems. Whoa. Because they're just reaching for the sun, trying to get as much as they can. And they started off way in the back of the garden, so I'm going to keep those too, because those are really nice. And there's two more long ones. Get these out of here. There. So I've got, what is this? More of that. I've got a lot of room down in here. Now that I've opened this up, it looks so much better. But I need to clean that up because there's a lot of leaves. So look at that mess back in there. A lot of these are all leggy. What do I want to do with the stump? I should try and pull it out. Let's see if I can just pull it out. I think it might be in here pretty good. Oh no, I can get this, I can pull this right out of here, I think. Yeah, I think it'll, now, let me take, oops. Can you see? Am I bumping it? I want to get a couple more of these long pieces of this plant off of here so it don't make too much of a mess. Now I can get a little lower. I gotta be careful. This is sharp. It's kind of soft, but it's kind of sharp too, this aloe. This is an Aloe cameronii. You can feel the roots breaking. Ah, yes. There. Got the whole trunk out of there. So we will get rid of that. And now I can get in here, clean up all of this detritus. But first, let me go and get a bucket to put it in. I'll be right back. I should, oh, that looks so much better. Look in there. Whew. You can actually see the ground. I think I'm gonna put you back over here. Right here. So all I'm doing is just picking up the dead leaves, and there's a lot of it. I gotta be careful of this cactus. I should have a glove on. Now I can kind of, I don't really have anything to lean on, and I don't want to break any of my cactuses over here off, or the succulents. I got to be really careful, which means it just takes longer. And I'm always, you know, I just want to get in here and get it done. This will look a lot better. Clean off all these little leaves that have been down in here. So I will need to throw something over the top of this cactus, this tephro cactus, to protect it, because otherwise the sun is just going to fry it tomorrow. It's going to be mid-80s tomorrow, and then it's just going to go up into the 90s, and it showed one day at about 99. You know what I'm going to do too? I'm going to pull this aloe out, chop it off at the base, chop those roots off and reset that, because I want it to turn red. It's so pretty when it's red. So many leaves down in here that I couldn't even get to or see them. And it's normal to have all these leaves. You know, they lose their bottom leaves as the plant grows higher. They dry up, and that's just a normal thing. There's nothing wrong with the plants. It's just, if you can't see it to clean up occasionally, that's aloe root, then those roots can, or those dead leaves can really take over and make a mess, which is what they've done in here. But when I'm done, I'm going to throw in some fresh top dressing, and you won't even be able to tell. So, okay. I don't want to lean on this planter, this pig planter, because it's kind of brittle from being in the sun, and I got a feeling it'll break, and I don't want to lose it because I really like it. So I'm going to cut that aloe first, and then I'm going to get down in and pull the plant, the base out, because I don't want to damage it yanking on it. I'm going to set this over here. Now, look at this. So I don't like the looks of that. That looks, you can't see, but it's kind of rotted. So I'm going to cut more off of it. There. That looks a lot better. So it might be, let me find a soft spot to lay this, because I don't want to get it all scarred up. But I don't know, it feels awfully dry. I don't know why this is rotting like that, but that's what it looks like. So I'm going to try and get, and luckily it's rotting from the bottom up, so the top of this, as you cut up in the stem, looks fine. But now I got to get this out of here, which is fun because it is rooted in there good. I might need a glove on because it's kind of slimy as I pull on it and get down under these roots. Okay, I'm going to go grab a glove. Did I bring one over? I thought I did, but I guess not. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm kind of debating, do I want to put that aloe back there? Well, because it's gotten so big. I mean, it was just a tiny cutting. I brought the wrong glove. It was just a tiny cutting when I first put it in the ground, and it's gotten so big that it's really taking up a lot of space here. I could get under that root there. I could get a smaller cutting and put a smaller cutting in over here and then just put this one somewhere else, because this is kind of a small area. There's not a lot of room in here, but that looks a lot better. Yeah, it's not wet down in there, so I don't know why the base of that is rotting, but let's see if I can pull a few more of these roots out. That's the one thing with an aloe, is their roots will take over. Even the little aloe hybrids will absolutely take over a space. They will just wind around and get everywhere. But one thing I have noticed is the plant doesn't grow back from those roots, so I don't have to worry about that. I got a little piece of cactus stuck down in here. Did it root itself in there? I don't want to just grab it, but okay. If you pull the outer skin off these roots, they get really slimy. All right, let me think about this for a minute and decide, what do I want to do?
Don't hurt yourself.
Whatever. You know, I think I might just put some top dressing down there for a minute and leave that space, because I kind of, now that I've got the plants have all grown in here in the front by the pig's feet, and back there, these back here have grown quite a bit. I'm just going to put some more top dressing there, and let's see how we like that. Let's see how that looks. But can I get this root to come out? No, I'll just cut it off. I don't want it sticking up once I put more top dressing there. And this piece here, let's cut those off. Okay, get these out of here. So I'm going to go get some more top dressing here. I had to clean his foot off, that pig's foot here. Covered, absolutely covered with leaves and debris and other stuff. Okay, get that out of there. That looks better. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so let's pour some fresh gravel down in here. Spread that around. Cover up all these little gaps. A little fresh down in there. Ooh, leaves everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Okay, well, you know, I'm wondering now, do I even want to put any of this cotyledon back in here? Or do I want to just put it somewhere else? I am going to cut this. Ooh, that's a giant piece of clover. Let's get that out of there. I am going to trim back this Portulacaria over here. Oops, careful. Got a little toad in here. Let's put him right in there. Cute. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? So, this looks... Oops, hold on. Get these leaves off of my cactus here. Bear with me. I know you're looking down at the ground. Sorry about that. Okay. There. So, I am going to take this and trim all this Portulacaria back, and I'm going to be trimming all that back. I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm not going to do anything with this, but some of this from the Aeonium is going to be, well, all of that's going to be cut back. I don't know what I'm going to do with those ghosties. Oh, I see another crested one, it looks like. Yeah. You know, for now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that like that for now, because that looks pretty good in that little area. It's getting very crowded. And I think what I'll do is I'll take all of these plants, and I do have a wine barrel full of dirt, and I can just pop them in there and let them harden off, and then I can use them wherever I want later, and that'll just give them a place to hang out. And I don't know, this, maybe I should just let this harden off and just put, okay, what if I just put that aloe back right there? That look good? Maybe I'll just go ahead and do that and not put the cotyledon in there. Yeah, let's do that real quick. Here, we'll stick you back over here. Stand you back up if we can. We don't want to, keeps falling over now. Oh, we got it dropping slowly. All right, let's do that. Let me gently lift you up. Let's get over here. And maybe put you back over there. Let me dig a little hole. It's not going to have to be real deep. And it's very dry here, which is so odd that it's rotting, but it's really dry. So I don't even need to let it harden off. I can just go ahead and, yeah, I mean, I'm down at least 3 inches, and it's dry as a bone down here. So let me see, whoa, if I can. Set it in kind of the same way it was, because those back branches are sticking straight up. So why don't we just stick it in there like that? Ow. And I shouldn't even have to worry about you know, how much soil that it's down into, because it doesn't have any roots, and as it roots, it will find the soil itself. It'll dig its way right back down into there. There. How about that? I'll just leave it like that. So it will root itself back in there, and it's dry, it'll harden off. I'm not going to be watering anything here for a while, because I am going to be cutting back a lot of stuff here. How's that look from this side? That does look better, huh? I should have cut maybe that big bottom leaf off. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it like that. So we'll check in on this in the next couple weeks, and you'll see that it's gonna turn red. It's gonna look really cool. I set another cutting the same size here, and look how green it is. Because it's rooted in there now, it's happy, but it was bright red when I first put it in. And these were cuttings off of this plant right here. So this is Aloe Cameronii, and it's such a beautiful aloe. When you stress it and it gets that beautiful red color, it just makes this whole area, it gives it something other than blue and green and a little purple. Okay, well, let me clean this up and then we'll come back and look at it. Okay, let's go see how this looks. So I kind of blew off the sidewalk a little bit. That portulacaria is gonna look so much better when this is all trimmed up, because I think I'm gonna keep some of it. I don't think there's any plants under here. I think that's all it was, but there is a plant there, that big dickia. There's a cactus down in there, way down in there. And, you know, some plants that are just stretched and just hiding in here. But I think this looks quite a bit better. Tell me, leave me a comment. Let me know if you think I should pull that aloe vera or that aloe Cameronia, if I should pull that aloe out. Did it look better without it in there, or does it look better like that? I'm not really sure. I did put this bowl back over here, but I turned the Sahara this way because the sun's more coming out from on that side. So, and then what I'm going to do is, there's probably not a whole lot of roots in here because I have just redone this bowl not too long ago, but it just got fried. We had such a hot July. Is I'm going to tuck a bunch more, probably some ghosties and some other stuff that I cut out of here, and fill this back up. I see this is turning red again because I've uncovered it the last week and the sun's been hitting it. Got mealybugs, look at that one. I need to treat that. But yeah, these little guys down here, I think these are these aeoniums down in here? Back on this side, these plants look pretty good back here. But in the front, especially this one, it just got fried. But the blue elf is looking much better because this had turned a complete mauve color. But I think that looks 100% better with all that cotyledon out of there. So I don't think I'm going to put it back. And I think, hopefully, this little tephro cactus, I don't know if it'll straighten back up. I don't think it will. It's pretty crooked. But it's, I mean, look at it compared to my hand. Pardon my filthy hand. It was so small, but these little segments fall off really easily if you touch them. So I'm surprised they're still standing. But it's doing good. There's my little toad. Oh, what did I do with this crystal? I don't know. I think I just stuck this crystal in the ground. I think it was just laying in the ground, sticking up like a little tower. That looks good. Look at the color on there. Oh, and it's just going to get better now that the weather's cooling down. Yeah, so that looks good. Let me know about that. Should I pull that out? Should I leave it in? What do you think? Okay, that's enough for tonight. We had a long day. I'm tired. I don't have the energy, but I think maybe tomorrow morning I'll tackle this Portulacaria, and that's going to make a huge difference here because you'll be able to see that beautiful barrel cactus. This silvery blue dickia is just, that thing is just growing like crazy. And I see it's growing pups back in here. It's just really, it's really happy. Yeah, there's another pup. It's like 5 plants now. So that's good. So let me know, and I'll bring you back when we get this going.